You've become so good at being okay that people stopped asking if you really are. Not because they don't care, but because you rarely give them a reason to worry. You respond. You show up. You handle what needs to be handled. You stay composed. And over time, calm stopped being something you felt and became something you automatically perform. But beneath that steady exterior, there's a kind of exhaustion that no one really sees. People look at you and see stability. They describe you as strong, reliable, emotionally mature. When things fall apart, you're the one others lean on. You listen without interrupting. You absorb emotions without reacting impulsively. From the outside, it genuinely looks like you have it together. But what they don't see is what happens after. After the long conversations where you held space for someone else, but never spoke about yourself. After the moments someone almost asked how you were doing, and you instinctively redirected the focus back to them. After a full day of carrying responsibilities, expectations, and emotions without complaint, and then sitting alone in silence, feeling strangely empty. You're not pretending to be calm. The calm is real, but it's incomplete. You feel deeply. You just process quietly. There's often a pause between what you feel and what you allow yourself to show. People see someone who is fine. You understand how much effort fine actually requires. Patterns like this rarely begin in adulthood. They often develop early. Many people who appear calm learned to read emotional environments carefully. They noticed tension. They sensed stress. They recognized when situations were already heavy. So they adapted. Sometimes this happens in homes where being easy was rewarded, where maturity was praised, where emotional needs weren't rejected but were quietly set aside. You may have been known as the responsible one, the strong one, the child who didn't cause problems. And without realizing it, you learned something subtle. Needing less made life smoother. Over time, emotional self-containment became a habit. Psychologists sometimes refer to this as a form of hyper-independence, where self-reliance develops not just as personality, but as protection. Not because you didn't need support, but because relying on yourself felt safer than risking being misunderstood or dismissed. This wasn't weakness, it was adaptation. Your nervous system learned that staying composed reduced conflict, that managing things internally created stability, that emotional restraint kept things predictable. Eventually, composure became your default, but constant composure has a cost. Silent exhaustion rarely gets noticed. You continue functioning, you continue supporting, you continue maintaining your steadiness, and yet there's a quiet fatigue that follows you, even on ordinary days. Not dramatic burnout, not collapse, just a steady internal heaviness. It shows up subtly in how difficult it is to fully relax even in safe spaces, in how your mind fills with thoughts the moment things become quiet, in how naturally you minimize your own emotions mid-conversation. There's also a subtle loneliness in always being the calm one. People trust your strength, they rely on your steadiness, they feel comforted by your composure, but very few ask how much emotional effort that steadiness requires. Late at night, when distractions fade, something shifts. The calm exterior remains, but internally the fatigue surfaces. Unprocessed emotions, delayed reactions, feelings postponed because there was never the right time. And sometimes a quiet question appears. What would it feel like to not hold everything together for once? Not to fall apart, not to break down, just to stop managing everything internally for a while. That thought isn't dramatic, it's honest. Looking calm while feeling exhausted does not mean you feel less. Often, it means you feel more and regulate more.
Your composure is not emotional emptiness, it's emotional containment. Many steady people are constantly processing beneath the surface, observing, filtering, stabilizing. That takes energy. What protected you in the past may have helped you survive environments where emotional control was necessary, where stability reduced tension, where strength protected others. That is not a flaw. It is a form of quiet resilience. You are not too sensitive. You are not too distant. You are not too much. You simply learned how to carry your inner world without displaying all of it, and that requires strength most people underestimate. Have you always been the calm one, even during the seasons when you felt the most emotionally tired? There is something deeply invisible about being emotionally exhausted while still appearing composed. It often goes unnoticed, unspoken, unquestioned, but that doesn't make it any less real. Your strength does not cancel out your fatigue. Sometimes calmness isn't the absence of struggle, it's the presence of endurance. You've been holding a great deal, quietly, consistently, in ways that are easy to overlook because you make it look effortless. And perhaps the most important truth is this: your pattern makes sense. Your fatigue makes sense. Your calm makes sense. You are not broken for adapting. You are not weak for feeling tired. And you are not alone in carrying this quiet emotional weight. Sometimes healing doesn't begin with dramatic change. Sometimes it begins when something you've been carrying silently finally feels understood.